Welcome to the Mario Cooks Show, hosted by professional chef, author, and food personality Mario Pereca. This program is about food, cooking, entertaining, and most importantly, having fun. And now, the host of the Mario Cooks Show, Mario Pereca.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are listening to the Mario Cook Show on your local station, 590 Radio WMBS. I am Mario Pereca, and I'm here with Bill Alexander. And Bill, it feels good to be here at 9 a.m. instead of 8.
Yeah, but what makes the difference? We had to pre-record this because of the home show anyhow.
Well, I'm practicing for when we are live in studio. But today's the home show. It started yesterday. But so that's why we have to kind of pre-record this. But
I'll ask you how everything went yesterday, but you really won't know right now, will you?
I can't give you any specifics, but as Alex Presley said last week, I have some canned answers I can use.
Okay, well, that'll work.
But I want to remind people that this isn't a total cop-out since we're recording it, because we will be live today on WMBS from 3 to 5 p.m. at the home show.
That's right.
So we'll be on the stage at the home show doing a special broadcast of the Mario Cook Show from 3 to 5 p.m. So please come down if you can make it. We're at the Rostraver Ice Garden. It's going to be a lot of fun, a good time. We're going to hopefully get some audience participation and some fun interviews, and it's going to be a blast. So,
which is located right between Uniontown and Pittsburgh, straight down 51. You can't miss it on the right-hand side of the road.
Right. And so we have 3 hours on the radio today.
I know. They're going to get sick of us before the day's over.
Or they'll love us
more.
Well,
that's true,
too. That's what we're hoping for.
That's true, too.
But feel free to call in. 855-8MC-SHOW is our toll-free number. That's 855-862-7469. And locally, you can call us at 724-812-0590. We also have a text line, which we would love you to utilize. If you text the word Mario Cooks, all one word, to 411-247, you will get a free recipe every month. So the second you send it, give it about 30 seconds, and it's going to send you the recipe right away. And then on about the 15th of every month, you'll get a new one sent straight to your smartphone or cell phone, and which you can also access on the computer, which makes it nice so you can print out the recipe if you like. And we'll have that as well as updates and exclusive offers from us and our sponsors coming your way. So you're going to want to get on that. Again, text the word Mario Cooks to 411-247. And if you want to text us to talk to us, all you have to do is send a text to 411-247, text the word Mario Cooks, put a space, text whatever you want to text, and we'll receive it, and we'll be able to respond to you that way or over the radio live.
And speaking of the recipe, if you don't have a smartphone or computer access, you can send us a self-addressed stamped envelope. I can't say that. Self-addressed stamped envelope, or an SAES, to 44 South Mount Vernon Avenue, which is WMBS, at 44 South Mount Vernon Avenue, Uniontown, Pennsylvania, 15401. And make sure you put Mario Cooks on the envelope so they know who to give it to us, and we will be able to send that out to you too. But that self-addressed stamped envelope is the important part, so you can become part of the recipe club, I guess we can call it.
Absolutely. So if you like recipes, and let's be honest, who doesn't? You have no reason. I mean, we gave you all different ways to connect with us and to get it. So you can get it via mail, you can get it via text, you can get it on the computer. So there you have it. Also, so since we've moved to 9 o'clock, and everyone knows that, which is nice, because when we are live, we get an extra hour's sleep. But Bill, I've also done something I haven't told you about this yet.
Okay, that scares me.
We'll get your reaction live on the air.
Okay.
So when we do the Mario Cook Show right here on WMBS, we have 3 segments. We have our initial segment, which is the intro and the opening. Then we usually do a food holiday segment, or food news, and we have an interview segment if we can get a guest on the show that week. So I've named our segments for us. So the opening segment, which we have right now, is going to be what's cooking or on the stove, since we're on it. The second segment, so for listeners, so you know, what's going to be in the oven, because it's in there, it's cooking, it's getting ready. And then the final segment's on the back burner, because we're going to get to that in a little bit of a longer time. So,
are you telling me I'm going to have to break the show down into 3 parts for the podcast now, or what?
No, well, the podcast, that's the after hours program.
No, I mean the one of this one. Then we put it on the.
No, you just put it on as.
Okay, but I just want to make sure.
I just wanted to bring up, so in the oven today, which is the second segment, we're going to do food holidays.
Okay.
So we don't miss that. And then in the back burner, we're going to rebroadcast the interview we did with Lynn Grimes from the home show, so that you can hear that. It's all about the home show and all about what's going on this weekend, so that you can plan to come down and experience all of that fun. So that's what we have coming up on today's show. And again, you can access all our shows via iTunes, via Stitcher, via TuneIn. We're everywhere. And again, email us, info@mariocooks.com, mario@mariocooks.com, bill@mariocooks.com. Not hard to remember. Get us on Facebook and Twitter and all that fun stuff. But, Bill, one other thing I want to talk about right now while we're with what's cooking today
Sure.
is, how was your Easter?
Very nice. Very nice. Had a wonderful time with the family and had wonderful food. So it was a nice Easter.
What kind of food did you have?
Well, we had the traditional ham.
Mm-hmm.
And then my sister-in-law not only did a ham, but she does something called a ham loaf,
Oh.
which she makes, which is excellent. And scalloped potatoes, the obligatory green bean casserole.
No, I want to talk more about this ham loaf.
Yes.
Is it like a meatloaf made with ham, or how
Yes,
is it made?
Yes, it's basically the same idea, except it's the ham is processed or ground, and then it's reformed into a loaf shape, and then you cut it up and glaze it and everything else. There's a few other things added into it, but they won't give me the recipe because it's a secret.
Well, we'll have to get her on the show and kind of grill her on that one.
It's actually really good.
It sounds like it. That's interesting.
And the ham, which we love ham in my home, was a very large ham. And the best part, I think, of Easter or any holiday is taking home leftovers. And then what can you do with the ham after the holidays? And my favorite has been frying it with ham and eggs. So.
Oh yeah, ham and eggs, ham sandwiches are great. On salads is great. There's so many different things you can do with ham. We had I made a leg of lamb,
Okay.
which was which was good.
I've never had lamb.
It was a bone-in leg of lamb. We're gonna have to. You should have told me. I could have brought some
never
for you
had
today.
lamb.
It was a bone-in leg of lamb, and I just roasted it with. I marinated the night before with truffle oil, black pepper, rosemary, and then I seasoned it the day I was cooking it with some salt and a little more truffle oil, and then I put it over vegetables, carrots, onions, celery, bay leaf. I cooked that first, put it in the roasting pan, put the lamb right on top of it, roasted it 325 degrees, took about 2 hours. It was awesome. Served that with mint jelly, of course. You can just buy off the shelves. We had ham from the Big Barn, which is one of our sponsors. That's one of my favorite. They have some of the best hams you'll ever eat. So
Now, how do they prepare it? Is it special or is
it's
it
Amish.
Oh, okay.
So it comes from
an Amish
Lancaster,
farm?
from Amish
Okay.
country, and my aunt actually made that, and they brought the ham, so it was really good Big Barn ham. If you like ham and you use a lot of ham, I would recommend the Big Barn ham. So we had that. My mother wanted traditional mashed potatoes with no lumps, so that's her request. So I used Yukon Gold potatoes, which are some of my favorites for mashing. Peeled them, boiled them, standard thing. Riced them. That's the key. If you want mashed potatoes without lumps, some people like lumps, and if you do, you can use the traditional potato masher and kind of make mashed potatoes. But if you want them without lumps, you have to rice them. You have to do it while it's hot. If you let them cool down, they're going to get gummy.
Yes.
So you take them straight. You drain them from the water, put them in the ricer, rice them, and then I did heavy cream, butter. Obviously, I like to let my butter sit out and get soft, and then I kind of dice it and let it get soft, and then fold that into the hot potatoes. And then sour cream.
Oh, that's good.
And then you season it however you like. Salt, pepper. You can put roasted garlic in if you want roasted garlic mashed potatoes or something like that. And then for the lamb, I did green beans, fresh artichokes, olives, and chilies, and roasted garlic, and cooked all that together. And it was really good.
It
It went with
sounds
the
different.
lamb really good.
Sounds good.
Then we had corn, obviously, which was just, frozen corn. My mother took care of that, and asparagus.
And I'm
steamed
glad you
asparagus.
brought that up. My sister-in-law made what's known as a corn casserole. That was my father-in-law's mother's recipe. So he's 87 years old. So figure out how old this recipe is. And it is different. It's corn with macaroni mixed into it. And I can't tell you anything else, but it's actually very good.
Wow.
So it's one of those things that everything on our table this year, which is not uncommon, other than the green bean casserole, is made from scratch.
Well, that's good. And another thing, one of my favorite parts of Easter is my grandmother, my mother, and my aunt. They get together every Good Friday, and they make Easter pizza.
What is Easter pizza?
Easter pizza, it goes back. My grandmother's made it since I can remember. It's they make a dough, okay, and they put it on. They make them on sheet pan, square cookie sheets.
Okay.
They line.
Can
we
I
have to go to
stop
break
you
real
right now?
quick?
Because
Okay.
we'll use this in suspense,
Okay.
so everybody knows what
Let's
it is.
go to break, and then when we come back, we'll in the oven. We have some Easter pizza. Do you like that? We'll talk
I
about
like that.
Easter
Nice
pizza in the
transition.
oven, and then we'll get on to some food holidays before we get to what's on the back burner, and that's the interview with Lynn Grimes. So don't touch that radio dial. We'll be right back. The Mario Cook Show is being served up to you today by the Big Barn Country Store and Deli, by Pareca Chiropractic Center, Inc., by 4th Street Barbecue, by 30 East Main, and by the Mon Valley Home Show.
Back with more of the Mario Cook Show here on your local station, 590 Radio, WMBS.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Mario Cook Show on your local station, 590 Radio, WMBS. I'm Mario Pareca. I'm here with Bill Alexander. And before we went to break, we were talking about Easter, and we were talking about Easter pizza.
Right.
So I'm going to talk about my family's Easter pizza that we make every year. And like I said, it's been a tradition going way back, ever since I can remember. And my mother and my aunt and my grandmother get together every Good Friday and make it. And what they do is they make a yeast-based dough, which is neutral, almost like a pizza dough.
Okay.
And they put it into a square cookie sheet. Okay, they line the whole cookie sheet with it. And then they make a filling. And the filling is like 3 different types of cheeses that are diced. Salami, pepperoni. I don't know about salami. I know there's pepperoni and ham that's diced. And then they do hard-boiled eggs that they dice.
Okay.
And then they put raw eggs to bind it. And they fold it all together, and they put that right on top of the dough like a filling.
Okay.
And then they put another layer of dough on top of that, and then they bake it.
Oh, sounds good.
And so it bakes. It raises a little, but not much. But it's like a square. They call it Easter pizza.
Right.
But it's a filled, almost like a calzone or
I was
something
just
like
going to
that.
say that's what it sounds like.
And then, so the key is when you pull it out of the oven, you can't eat it hot because the egg and that's what holds it together. So you pull it out of the oven, you let it cool, and then for about an hour, and then you flip it over because of moisture, and you let it cool again. And then once it's down to about room temperature, you can cut it into squares.
Okay.
And eat it. And now the tricky thing is you can't eat it on Good Friday, or we can anyway because we're
Right.
Catholic and the meat thing. So they always make one that's just cheese that we can eat on Good Friday.
Okay.
And then we save the rest of it for
But
Easter.
how do you use the dough then if you can't use eggs?
What do you mean?
Because wouldn't you consider egg being a meat
No,
product?
egg's not a meat.
So
you
which
can eat eggs.
Wait. Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Well, see, that's now here's I'm glad you brought that up. That's a question that stumps everyone. But scientifically speaking, I do a lot of reading about food, and they said that the chicken had to come first
Right.
because the material that the eggshell is made of
Yes.
can only come from the internal workings of a chicken.
Right.
So the chicken came first.
And if you're looking at the religious aspect, God created all animals first.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can't eat meat, but we can eat fish, obviously.
And
We can
eggs.
eat eggs. You can drink milk. You just can't eat red meat or poultry. That's how that works.
Wait, there sounds like there's a loophole in here, but okay.
That's how it works. This isn't a religious show, so we're not going to go on and on about doctrine. But
We'll let the guys
if
do
we
that
can
on
get
Sunday.
Pope Francis on the show, we can really get he can really work.
He can
Work that
explain
out
it to
for
us.
Yeah, he can explain it to us perfectly. But so we make the Easter pizza. That's something every year. And then on the other side of the family, my father's side of the family, my grandmother used to do all the baking, but she passed a few years back. So my aunt has taken over that job, and she makes ham pie, which is like a traditional shaped pie, but it has ham in it.
Okay.
And then she makes macaroni pie, which is
It has macaroni in it.
it's not. It doesn't have pie crust. It's macaroni,
Okay.
and then she puts a bunch of other stuff in it and bakes it, and you can cut it. And
Oh,
serve
okay.
it. So that's macaroni
So
pie.
you can do slices is what you're
Yes.
saying. Oh, gotcha.
And then she makes rice pie, which is almost like a pie. It is a pie. It's got pie dough, but it's filled with almost a rice pudding.
Okay, that sounds
And
good.
then you cut it, you serve it chilled, and you eat it, which
Oh, it
is really
sounds good.
So, plus all the cookies, tons of cookies, all that stuff, and we had cakes and all kinds of stuff. So that was Easter.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, it was fun, and I like Easter, and I like the Easter Bunny. Even though the little kids usually cry when they sit with him, but I saw
Well,
3 or 4 of those pictures
I
this year.
had one disappointment because whenever with my 3 kids,
Uh-huh.
I get the candy they don't like.
Okay.
So the Easter Bunny is always good to bring stuff that the kids don't like but Daddy eats. Except this year, I did not get my Reese's peanut butter egg.
Oh, I love
I am
Reese's peanut butter
so crushed. I mean, I even went to retail outlets on Monday hoping to get them on half off. They were gone.
Now, is it just me, or does the Reese's peanut butter egg taste better than the regular
Yes,
cups?
thank you very much.
I don't know why, but it does.
And you can't, and I know that Reese's came out, and this is the Hershey Corporation, came out with every holiday now. They do a variation of the egg, like for Halloween, with Christmas trees. I mean, I'm surprised they don't do a shamrock for St. Patrick's Day, but they do it. I can't eat one any other time of the year. I can only eat the Easter one.
Yeah,
because that's the original.
It's true, and for whatever reason, like I said, the peanut butter egg tastes better.
It tastes better.
We had peanut butter eggs from a local church. They made them homemade, like the big eggs that you slice.
Yeah.
And it was really, really good.
Yeah.
It was filled with peanut butter, and it wasn't one of those factory. Even though the factory ones are decent, they're
Right.
good. But these were just off the charts. They were really good, and a lot of people were eating them. And we had a bunch of them, so that's been my
My mother years ago was big into making chocolate. She'd make her own, and she had a recipe to make a peanut butter filling for a peanut butter egg, and it was really good.
yeah.
So
Peanut butter and chocolate, you can't go wrong with
No.
that. But speaking of Easter and holidays, today, Bill, is a food holiday.
it
As
is.
is every day.
Oh, of course it
And
is.
today is National Caramel Popcorn Day.
Sounds good.
So I like caramel popcorn.
I do too.
And it works perfectly for this has been the first week of baseball season, because we talked about it on our last show. We talked about the caramel popcorn they make
Right,
at
that's
PNC
true.
Park.
That's true.
So I don't want to talk about the opener, which I was at. It was fun. I had a great time. My father and I went. I just wish the Pirates would have had a better time. But tomorrow is National Coffee Cake Day.
Sounds good. I like
love
coffee cake.
I love coffee cake. It's moist with that brown sugar topping, and it's fantastic. Then on the 8th, we have National Empanada Day.
What is actually the definition of an empanada?
An empanada is a dough-filled pocket, a meat-filled pocket. So it's kind of like bread. They usually take a dough that's very similar to bread dough, and you make a kind of like a circle with it, and then you fill it with a meat filling that's prepared and already cooked, and you fold it over so it's kind of a half moon shape, and you crimp the edges, and then you deep fry it.
Okay.
And then you can take it and eat it like that. So it's kind of a meat-filled bread pocket.
That sounds good.
So yeah, we used to make them kind of laborious, I guess.
Yes.
To make, but they're really good.
Oh, it
So
sounds
and you can
good.
dip them in sour cream. You can dip them in whatever you like.
Okay.
So empanadas. Then on the 9th we have National Chinese Almond Cookie Day. Have you
What's
ever
the
had
difference between a
almond cookie?
Chinese almond cookie and an almond cookie?
I'm not really completely sure. Chinese almond cookie, traditionally, it's a light cookie. So it's an almond flavored,
Is
very
it
light
folded with a
cookie.
piece of paper in it or something?
That's
No.
a fortune cookie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
An almond, and then they put a blanched almond in the center. So it's a light. I don't know if you've ever had like a macaroon that's
Yes, I've
very
had that.
light, like an
Yeah.
almond macaroon that's
Yeah.
very light and airy inside. That's kind of what this is. They put a blanched almond in the center. That's what it reminds me of anyway. And it goes back to Chinese heritage, so they're Chinese almond cookies. For what it's worth.
This is off the subject, but I thought of it when you said macaroon. My sister-in-law's birthday was also on Easter Sunday. So I told you about that dreaded Easter bunny cake that I used to hate as a kid because Mom put coconut. My wife found a way to get around the coconut on the cake.
Do tell.
She froze white chocolate
Ah,
and she grated it over top to give it that look.
there you go.
And everybody at the house goes, at the table goes, "You got to be kidding me. You use coconut." She says, "No, trust me. It's not coconut." It was excellent.
That's very MacGyver of her. I
Yes,
like
it
that.
was.
That's
it
a
was.
great idea.
I told her, I said, "You know what? I would have never thought of that. I have to post pictures of the cake. It was a cute
You do.
cake."
Post them on our Facebook page. That's
I'll
cool.
do that.
So yeah, that's a great idea actually. Just to freeze. And here's a tip for that reminded me of this, which again is kind of off the subject, but it's a great tip that I found a few months back when I was doing my reading. People who like to make
You don't read often. You just do a few months ago.
No, this was part of my
Oh,
reading
okay.
that occurred a few months ago.
Okay.
When you make pie doughs, okay?
Yes.
Because like I said, I took baking courses in college,
And you
but
hated them.
and I wasn't a big fan. But to make pie dough, a lot of people, you have to keep everything cold, and you either cut the butter with a pastry knife,
Yes.
or in a food processor. But an easy way to get around that, if you're making pie dough, you freeze the butter, and then you grate it on a cheese grater
That's
into the
an
flour,
idea.
and then it just all comes together super
That's
easy.
a clever idea.
So yeah, I did that just when you said
There you
shave the white chocolate frozen. That reminded me of
That's a
that.
good
So the
idea.
next time you're making your pie crust, instead of laboring with a pastry knife, just get your butter, freeze it, and to pull it out of the freezer and grate it into the flour with the cheese grater, and it saves you on work. So on the 10th we have National Cinnamon Croissant Day.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I like cinnamon croissants. I like croissants.
I was going to say, I don't know if I've
Period.
ever had an actual cinnamon croissant
Yeah,
before.
I like chocolate chip croissants too.
I don't think I've ever had those
Those are
either.
good. I think Starbucks has them.
Do they?
Yeah,
I haven't been to
should try.
Starbucks in a while.
Yeah, you need to go get your black coffee.
Yeah.
The coffee a la Bill Alexander.
My iced coffee, black.
Yeah, I actually got that the last time I was at
Yes,
Starbucks,
did
which
you?
was a few weeks ago. It's one of my favorites now. I tell them, give me the strongest, boldest coffee you have and just put it over ice.
And then they look at you going, you don't want
They
anything else
do.
in it?
Well, I went through the drive-through and I ordered it, and she goes, "Excuse me,"
Yeah.
and I said, "How difficult?" I said, "Let's." I didn't say that. I was thinking, "How difficult is this?" I said, "Let's try this again."
Yeah.
Take a cup, put ice in it,
I do
and
the same
pour
thing.
your darkest coffee over it.
Yeah.
Done deal.
Yeah. They,
She goes, "Oh, okay."
They do the same thing to me.
Yeah.
You don't
But,
want any flavorings? No, I just want the darkest black coffee you have.
Over ice. The 11th is National Cheese Fondue Day.
I haven't had cheese fondue since I was a
That was
kid.
it's like very 70s-ish.
I was
think.
just going to say, I was a kid in the 70s.
Yeah.
That's when we had it.
It's they and I remember they used to have at Station Square that what was that called where they did fondue.
I know what
like
you're
a
talking
fondue place.
It was like fondue pot or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. And I mean fondue's nice. It's just kind of it is what it is type
Right.
thing. But melted cheese, you dip things in it. Chocolate fondue's become popular over the last I don't know few years. Where you just melt chocolate and you dip almost like a chocolate fountain where you dip pineapple and marshmallows and bananas.
I've done a fondue before, and I mean, and it wasn't with the cheese or with chocolate, but I was using a fondue pot, and it actually had oil in it, and you cooked your own pieces of meat in it. Basically, you were making your own shish kebab is what you're doing without the stick.
Yeah, that's
And
good. I mean, if you go to Chinese restaurants, a lot of them will have like poo-poo platters, what they call it in Belle Verne,
Right.
which they bring out like the little portable grill
Yeah,
or
yeah.
flat top or whatever, and you cook your own meats on
Yeah.
it. So it's kind of the
It's
same
similar.
thing. It's a heat source, and it's something portable that you can use, which makes it fun for people when they're sitting eating. And then on the 12th, we have National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day,
Oh, that sounds good.
paired with National Licorice Day.
But wait, should it be National Tomato Soup Day?
I would assume so, unless they make tomato licorice. Now, there's an idea.
Ugh.
But
I'm
so,
sorry.
So when you
That just turned my stomach 3 times on Friday.
just forget I said that because that was a horrible idea. But I love grilled cheese sandwiches.
With
They're one of my
Velveeta.
favorite things with Velveeta. We
Yeah.
made the grilled cheese with a pumpkin tomato soup,
Which was real
a
good,
while
yeah.
back. What was that in November? I think
October,
November.
I think
But,
after we talked to Ross when we did that.
from Libby's. But what's your favorite grilled cheese to make? Because a lot of people put bacon on them. They'll put tomatoes on them.
I like bacon on mine. I do like that. But I'm also I'm a purist, and it's usually cheese. Now, occasionally I'll do 3 different types of cheese. I'll do American, pepper jack, and cheddar, and then
good.
do it together.
What kind of bread do you like to use?
Italian, if I have the opportunity.
Now, a lot of grilled cheese sandwiches are very simple, but there's something you can do a lot with, and a lot of
Yes.
people. Everyone has their different. Some people like sourdough. Some people like. I personally prefer brioche or something or very soft bread.
Okay.
Even Wonder Bread, which isn't even around right at the
It
current
will be,
moment,
though. It will be.
Is a fun thing to do grilled cheese with, even though I don't eat white bread
Yeah.
typically. But you got to have the Velveeta in it.
Yeah.
You got to use butter. Toast it real nice golden brown. Get that cheese all gooey in the center. So I like. You ever see those old grilled cheese commercials or cheese commercials? I
Yeah.
should say, Kraft, where they pull it apart and that
Yes.
cheese would
It-
just be like pulling stuck together and gooey.
You made a comment, and this has been the argument in the house. I guess it's not really an argument, but
I
it's
caused an argument.
we're shifting. I remember growing up buying margarine. We used to call it oleo when I was growing up, and buying it. My wife will not buy it now because she says it's one ingredient from plastic. And
Well,
all we do is we buy butter.
it's not an ingredient from plastic; it's a molecule.
A molecule from
So
plastic.
yeah, and it's kind of the same thing with Miracle Whip.
Yeah.
Miracle Whip's the same thing. I'm not a Miracle Whip fan. I know a lot of people are.
Right.
But it's not really one of the best things to put in your body.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise isn't great for you either, but
At least it's all natural,
Yeah, it's
close
better
to
than
it.
Miracle Whip. But yeah, I don't eat margarine. I stick to butter and organic butter.
We've been having that discussion recently,
Because-
and that's basically all we use now is butter.
Butter.
It's-
That's the best way to be. And if there's any ingredient, period, any food that you want to buy, that you should buy organic, it's butter.
Yeah.
That's number one, over produce, over everything. Organic butter is the most important.
And we've talked about milk too. The
Yeah.
last few shows back about steroid being put in milk, and there's now some that are free of that are labeled.
Yeah.
The BHTs or
And
whatever
you have
that's
to be
called.
very careful with that stuff,
Yeah.
with all the junk that they put into food and all the processed foods. And it's just one of those things, when back in the day, they didn't do all that stuff. They
Right.
didn't have the technology to do it, but it was better that way,
Right.
People could eat. Well, you could go to the supermarket, buy a carrot, and it would taste like a carrot. And all the vegetables and fruits weren't available throughout the year. They were only available when they were in season.
Right.
Now fruits and vegetables are available all throughout the year. So people don't know when they're in season. Just because they're available doesn't mean that they're at their peak or they're the best.
Yep.
So you have to look at what's in season, and then when you buy it, it'll taste better. It'll work for you better, like tomatoes, for instance. Buying tomatoes in the middle of winter, you can still get them, but they're not going to taste the same. They're not going to be the best.
And this is something we're going to have to take into the after show because it's time for us to break and get ready to do a
we're
home
gonna go
show.
to break and coming on the back. Well, I guess we're moving to the back burner.
Yeah.
The next segment, which is going to be our rebroadcast of our interview with Lynn Grimes. You're going to want to listen to this because you're going to want to see what's going on at the home show, and we will actually talk to you at 3 o'clock. So make
Right.
sure you tune in at 3. Listen to the interview, and then tune back into WMBS at 3, or come to the Ice Garden and see us and join in the broadcast from 3 to 5. So we will be with you, and please jump over as soon as the interview's over to mariocooks.com and join us on the after hours podcast, which we will be doing. You can get a whole dose of the Mario Cook Show today.
Yes.
And we will be back with the rebroadcast of the interview with Lynn Grimes. And the Mario Cook Show is being served up to you today by the Big Barn Country Store and Deli, by Pareca Chiropractic Center, Inc., by 4th Street Barbecue, by 30 East Main, and by the Mon Valley Home Show.
We'll be back with more of the Mario Cook Show here on your local station, 590 Radio, WMBS.
Well, welcome back. You are listening to the Mario Cook Show on your local station, 590 Radio, WMBS. I'm Mario Pareca. I'm here with Bill Alexander. And Bill, before we went to break, we mentioned that we have a special guest with us on the show this week.
That's right.
And we've really been talking about the upcoming events that we have in the really near future. And one of those that I'm really excited for is an event that I've done in the past. It's the home show, the Mon Valley Home Show, which actually is coming up here at the beginning of April. So on the line with us now, we have kind of the organizer of the home show. She, believe me, wears many different hats and does a lot of different things, and we're all very thankful that she's there to keep it all held together. We have Lynn Grimes. Lynn, are you on the line with us?
Yes, I'm right here.
That's fantastic. Thank you for being on this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We appreciate everything you do, like I said, because you do a lot. And the first thing I want to ask you when it comes to the home show, because we really want to get it out there. I know we've been running the commercial, your commercial for the home show in the past few weeks, and Bill and I are going to be there as exhibitors and, just promoting the event. I want to ask.
You're going to be there as an exhibitor. I'm going to be there looking pretty.
Well, that's what you do best. I figure we just our strengths.
I've seen the new photographs. It's kind of worrying me, but yeah.
So, Lynn, the first thing I want to ask you is, can you just give me the basic rundown for those people who maybe haven't been there in the past or want to plan to be there this year? Give us the basic rundown of the the time, the date, the location, all those general specifics you need to know if you want to attend the home show.
Sure. It's in its 22nd year. We are located at the Ross River Ice Gardens. That's on Route 51 in Bell Vernon, just minutes off of Interstate 70. The show will be coming here for April 5th, 6th, and 7th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So nice spring weekend to get yourself started into the home improvements. And admission is $4 for adults. Kids under 12 will be free, and senior citizens $2.
Great, but I just want to throw out, too, that along with WMBS, Bill, and our show, we're giving away free tickets up until the event.
That's right.
If you can still go and you can buy your tickets, but if you want to get in for free, just listen to the show and call in or listen to WMBS and call in, and you can get yourself some free tickets.
And what I realized when she gave the rundown of when this is, it's actually the weekend after Easter. So you have no excuse not to be there because the holiday's done, and now you got smooth sailing all the way up until Memorial Day. So it's time to get ready for that spring home improvement for not only the home but also the yard.
Absolutely, it's a great time, and it's a great time to start spring too, because we're getting right into that time of year. Now, Lynn, what can you expect for someone who hasn't been to the home show? If there's a lot of people who are listening who may, now that they're hearing about it, may say, "Man, I'd like to go check that out now. It sounds interesting." What can they expect when they go to the home show?
Well, the home show basically provides to the public an abundance of information for relatively anything needed for your home inside and out, from contractors, financial advisors, health and wellness, specialty products both for the home and for you, wineries, snacks from the kitchen, even goodies for your pets. Basically everything needed to make your house a home.
Well, that pretty much covers it all. I mean, especially, and like you said, Bill, going into this time of year, into the springtime, it's a perfect time for that.
And I think everybody's ready for winter to finally be over.
Yes, and all the snow. I mean, we didn't get that much snow this year, but we've gotten more this year than we have in the past, or than last year, I should say. So, Lynn, I hear with all these exhibitors that you just mentioned, there are some exhibitors who are also doing giveaways while at the home show at certain times. Can you just kind of give us the rundown of what's going to be given away, or which exhibitors are giving things away, so that people can have an idea of what they have a chance of winning when they're there?
Sure. We do have some fabulous giveaways, such as Bell Vernon Door Sales has two great giveaways. They're giving away a garage door for one, and another is a garage door opener. We're asking people to stop by the Lowe's booth for a few giveaways. Howard Hanna will be giving away a $100 gas card. Pampered Chef will be giving away free cooking shows right in your home. Christine will come pamper your host for an evening with free product and great eats with their product. Legacy Remodeling wants attendees to stop by to enter their annual sweepstakes for a $10,000 home makeover. Bargain Corner will be giving away homeowners toolbox complete with a set of tools. Ruth Saloni of Saloni Auto Care has two full air induction services from BG Products, a power steering service giveaway, and a $50 gift certificate for any service at her garage. Jefferson Hills Renovations has a $300 off your home improvement project. Trinity Garage is offering up to $100 free gas with a purchase of any awning or garage door. And It Works Global, the closest thing to magic, wants you to stop by booth number 113 so you can be a part of their demonstration. You will see results in as little as 45 minutes. And you can also sign up to win a box of free wraps. Just to name a few.
Bill, does that get you excited?
I'm looking forward to it now. I want the garage door.
We'll have to see what we can do. I don't know. If you win, there might be some talk of,
I'm sure. Hey, Lynn, a question for you. As you said, this is the 22nd annual home show. Whenever you started this, did you ever think it would be this big and you'd be doing what you're doing now compared to what you were doing 22 years ago?
No, I had no idea I'd be doing this, and I'll tell you, it's been fun from the beginning. Everyone I've been working with, they're excited about their business, their product. They want to get it out there for people to, come see what they have to offer and, come support their business.
That's great, and I can tell you just from doing it last year and being there in the past that it is a great event. It's more local than the huge Pittsburgh home show that some of you may have been to the past few weeks back. But there's everything, pretty much everything's covered. There's an exhibitor for pretty much every aspect of your home and what you would need to get your home ready for the upcoming spring and summer seasons. But another very important question for you, Lynn. When you go to the home show, you're probably going to be bringing your kids along with you. What do you guys have to offer for the kids to keep them busy, to keep them entertained, and things that'll just kind of get them excited to be there?
Well, we have lots of fun for the kids. There'll be face painting and balloon art by one of our local favorites, Lulu the Clown. She'll be there on Saturday and Sunday. We'll have a special appearance by the Washington Wild Thing early Sunday afternoon. One of our new exhibitors, Equipment Connection, they're going to have a moonwalk and cotton candy for the kids located right in the arena. And Lowe's also, they've done this in the past. They are going to be providing some fun for the kids. The first 25 to sign up, it's for their kids clinic. It'll be on Saturday and Sunday afternoons.
Well, great. So the kids will have a lot to do while they're there, and it should be a lot of fun for them.
I guarantee it.
And just maybe you can give us a rundown. Now, it's not just businesses that are going to be there at the home show. There's going to be like some local authors, people from the community, figures from the community. Can you just give us a couple people that are going to be there that would be worth seeing, or that people can get excited about seeing, knowing that they're going to be there?
Well, I'll tell you what. I know Pittsburgh is enthusiastic for their sports, so we have our local Pittsburgh sports writer, Jim O'Brien, will be doing a book signing there all weekend long.
Fantastic. And you mentioned, I know we mentioned, at least on the commercials as well, the Washington Wild thing is going to be there. Can you give the times or the time that the Washington Wild thing will be there for the kids, and to give away? I think they're giving away a bunch of different prizes and things.
He will be there. He'll be on there Sunday, the April 7th, from 1 to 2. With lots of giveaways.
And one other thing I want to touch on real quick, because we have just about a little over about 2 minutes left. This year there's something different. There's going to be a little more entertainment actually there, and it's going to actually give the exhibitors a chance to demonstrate to show off what they have to offer and kind of really shine. Can you give us the rundown on the different demonstrations, the new stage that's going to be there, and just give us a wrap up real quick of why people need to be at the home show?
Well, I tell you, it's going to be something different that we've never done before. The stage will be there in the center of the arena for different exhibitors to come up and do a little demonstration in front of the audience there. There'll be seating there for you to relax for about a half hour at the most for each of these to do their demonstrations. We have, and it'll be throughout the whole weekend, we have Pampered Chef, Baker's Waterproofing, It Works Global, and B Graphics. So we're pretty excited about something new that we're bringing to the show.
Darn, I thought Mario was going to sing.
Well, maybe we can get him to do that too.
I sang once on the show, Lynn, and he'll never let me live it down. And if I can remind you correctly, Bill, you also sang once as well. You sang during an interview, no less.
Yeah.
And does the home show have a theme song, Lynn?
Just see at the home show.
I'm sure Bill would be happy to sing it right now.
No, that's okay.
So, Bill, do you have any other questions for Lynn while we have her on the line?
No, I don't. I'm really looking forward to this. I was at the home show there, about 3 or 4 years ago, and it's been a while, so I'm looking forward to coming back this weekend just to see the new things they have, and the presentations, I think, is going to be the most exciting part.
I mean, I agree. I mean, this is something we talked about. I think it's going to be really good to get the exhibitors involved with the attendees and to really let them showcase what they have there, what they're exhibiting. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be the same home show that you've come to know and love, it's going to be just kicked up to the next level, I think. And I can't wait to be there. And Bill, you and I are actually doing a live radio show there on Saturday from 3 to 5. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast.
And that's going to be fun, too. We're going to have some giveaways from WMBS, and we're going to be talking to the audience while we're there, something we haven't done yet, so it's our first time in a live remote situation.
Right, and we're going to have some giveaways also from our other sponsors. I know the Big Barn Country Store in Delhi is going to be giving us a basket to raffle off there. So we'll have a box at our booth where we'll be taking people's names and giving that away. And our other sponsors are going to be have things and information and different giveaways at our booth for us to give away. So it's going to be us, but we're going to have a lot of things from our sponsors as well. So from the standpoint where Bill and I are being there, we're really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun to get out there and do a live broadcast and get all the reaction from the crowd. So, Lynn, I want to thank you for being on the show this morning, and we will run this interview again. But when we get up to the home show, probably the morning of on April the 6th, that way we can get it back out there and let people hear what they're coming to. So hopefully all our listeners will be listening to our show in the morning and then heading to the home show in the afternoon. So I want to thank you for being on the show. It's been great, and we'll continue to talk about the home show and continue to try to get people to come.
Great.
All right. Well, Bill, do you have anything in closing? Because we have about a minute and a half.
No, we just have to get ready to go do an after show. But you'll probably be giving away some of your trading cards too if we have any left over after this coming weekend,
The misspelled trading cards.
Yeah, the misspelled trading cards, right.
Really do that. Yeah, so I wanna thank Lynn for being on again, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone at the home show. And I just want to remind everyone, go to mariocooks.com. That's our website. You can get all our information there. You can get our Facebook, Twitter, add us on all the social media platforms. Bill and I will be at the home show. We've got the Celebrity Chef Cook-Off. Don't forget about, and we've just got a ton of different things going on. So make sure you get on the website and stay in the loop and keep track of what we're doing. We also are going we have YouTube. Check out our YouTube videos and give us a call whenever you can. 855-8MC shows the number, 724-769-0590. I want to thank everyone for tuning in this morning. We'll be back next week on WMBS again at the same time, same place, obviously, with Bill and I. And we're heading over to the after show, so come on over with us, mariocooks.com, straight over there. Bill and I will be there. We'll do food news, which we missed, which is Bill's favorite segment, right, Bill?
Of course.
And we'll have some other fun things going on. So come on over to mariocooks.com. I want to thank Lynn Grimes for being our special guest today, talking about the Mon Valley Home Show. We'll be talking about it more as we go along, and we'll see you in just a few minutes over at mariocooks.com.
You've been listening to The Mario Cook Show with Mario Pereca, the author of The Good, the Bad, and the Cookbook. For more information on this program and how to download it as a podcast, go to mariocooks.com. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please call us at 1-855-8MC-SHOW. That's 1-855-862-7469. This has been a $1 Million Baby production.